Welcome into the Eric Zane Show podcast, a daily show where I discuss news, nonsense, and my personal adventures from right here in the Impact Power Sports studio. Impact Power Sports, thank you so much. They're awesome. 14 Mile Road in Rockford, Michigan. You can find them at impactpowersportsmi.com. Side-by-sides, ATVs, four-wheelers, three-wheelers, two-wheelers, motorcycles, e-bikes, Yamaha golf carts. The best full service department. Hey, your lawn looks long. Your lawn looks long. Your lawn looks long. Cut it with a zero-turn radius mower from my friends at Impact Power Sports. Online at impactpowersportsmi.com. 14 Mile Road in Rockford. Go there and shop, or at least go to the website and mention your old pal EZ. Well, I have the results back of my Scrotal ultrasound. I always do full disclosure. And by the way, yes, thank you to Amy for this T-shirt she gave me some time ago. Very sweet, very cute. I wore it yesterday at Bosco's Pub. It says local celebrity on it, which is just silly. I had experienced some testicular pain not that long ago. And we thought we had the problem figured out because I made it clear to my urologist what had happened. She's actually the PA. See, you don't really get in to see the real doc unless if you got like a tree trunk growing out of your balls. Okay, so I see the PA, and this is all because of this man health issue that I have with my prostate, and that's messing me up. And oh my God, I'm taking some medication so that I don't get up 800 times to go to the bathroom, and it's affected my sex life, and it's just a pain in the ass. And holy shit, I'm getting old. But then I had this horrible discomfort right in there, like I just got kicked right in the nads. And so I explained it to Rachel, the PA, and but there was one thing I was keeping from her, and that was there was another bit of discomfort, and and giving her the symptoms. Pooh Bear says, "Did you tell him everything?" I go, "No, I didn't tell her everything." Well, you have to tell her. I don't want to tell her. It's embarrassing. Turns out, after sexual activity, and I did end up telling this to Rachel, who explained to me it's harmless. What you're feeling is jizz actually winds up in your bladder when you've got a broken set of hoses like I have. She goes, it feels terrible, but it's harmless. It'll stop when you urinate. Okay, great. She goes, in the meantime, though, she had scheduled a scrotal ultrasound. And I go, do you still want the scrotal ultrasound? She says, yes, I want to take a look at that. I go, oh, God. So this horribly awkward moment where you go into the room and you strip down and you have to hold your root a certain way. And then she's got that thing with like the trackball and she puts that lube on it, that jelly. And she's like using the trackball like she's playing fucking Call of Duty on my nuts. Cole writes, Zane is giving his own bladder a money shot. Yes, my bladder is now my wife's face. And so she goes, okay, hold it to the right. Hold it. Okay, yeah, hold it down. I'm like moving my twig in all these weird ways. She goes, okay, now move it that way. And then she's like, okay, I got a good look at that. Okay, there you go. Megan asked the question, can you see it in your pee? I don't know. Like if in the toilet, could I see it floating around? I didn't really check. It's a great question. Maureen says, my urologist has ordered an ultrasound for me as well, but not on my scrotum, on my kidneys. I think you're telling us something that we don't know. Now, I don't know if you know this, but there is a radiologist shortage in the United States. If you want to get immediate placement. That is, take the necessary steps to become a radiologist, and you'll be working before you know it. Because for some reason, there's just a shortage of radiologists. So they do this scrotal ultrasound. The test administrator, that's the lady who I was just telling you about, she does the test, and then those results are sent to the radiologist, who then confers with the doc. Do you concur? I concur. We concur. So I get the results. Now, I am expecting it to say riddled with cancer. But this is what they write. These are the words you want to hear. Unremarkable appearance of testes and epididymis. I believe the epididymis is the network of tubes that, like, where the jizz flies out and leads into that main vein in your joint. It comes from the epididymis. No evidence of testicular torsion. Torsion, which sounds horrible. I think that's like a twisting. Borderline right varicosal. They're suggesting that one of the blood vessels is larger than it should be. Recommended follow-up, CT of abdomen, pelvis to exclude secondary causes of isolated right side varicosal since October 22 of 2023. So, I don't know. I think they're saying they want another look at something else. Who knows? Nick says, all that jogging I've done spun them around each other. No, I don't have it. I don't have it. There's also a small bilateral hydrocellus. I'm not sure what that is. I looked it up earlier today, and I forgot it. It also talks about a small cyst. I have personally viewed the images, discussed the findings with so-and-so, reviewed the interpretation, and I agree. I concur. The blue findings protocol was initiated May 8th, 2024, 11:49, indicating incidental findings and or follow-up recommendations in this indicated. Okay, ultrasound. There is a borderline right varicosal. We talked about that. No retroperitoneal abnormality was noted on CT of 10/22/23. There's no problem here. This all looks good. Amanda says, see, this is the problem with giving people access to their charts. You have to wait until the doctor tells you what it means. Well, it doesn't seem, I think the opening words are, it's unremarkable is the only words I'm really concerned with. And I just looked them up. Varicosal means kind of like a enlarged vein. There's nothing there that isn't easily looked up. But I'm just hoping when I'm reading that there isn't anything that just stands out as something that needs immediate attention. You know? That's what Megan says. Unremarkable is what every guy wants to hear about their balls. Unremarkable is a great way to describe it. Other words that we would like to have incorporated into descriptors for our balls would be delicious, delectable, creamy. These are all things that would also make us happy. Irresistible. You have irresistible balls. Nick writes hefty, but mine are unremarkable. Can you imagine if the doctor said, my gosh, you have hefty balls? But no. Chris says, this is a remarkable set of balls. Doesn't sound bad at all. Well, yeah, if you use it like that, that is true. But if they're unremarkable, by the way, that cyst that they described in one of my in one of them, I forget that it says that sometimes people will be able to do their own self-test and they feel the cyst and they're, oh my God, I got cancer. I have one of those, but I haven't been able to find it on my own. But they said that oftentimes people will think that a fluid-filled cyst is cancer, and then they freak out and go through a mass. I'm glad I didn't find that, because I do actually have one. They said it's, again, unremarkable. Ben Glaze says, quote, this is what you want to hear. Those look yummy. I sincerely doubt that I or anyone else has been getting their balls examined, and then the person who's doing the examination says, those look yummy. I don't know how I would react to that. Amanda says, I found out that I had hypothyroidism, which I believe means underactivity of your thyroid. But I had to wait until the doctor called me to tell me that and send in a prescription. Oh, yeah, let's hope that the wait wasn't too long. So, ultimately, I'm pretty happy. You know, health is the one thing. As soon as that goes, God damn it, nothing else matters. Holy shit. I had who was it? I had an email the other day on the Shoreliner Striping inbox from audience member Eric, who I had said something and it struck him. Subject line, looking old. Look, I can't even read this email unless I put these goddamn glasses on, these readers on. Dude, I am the same age as you. I totally feel the same as you. I see pictures of me and I say, holy shit, is that really me? I had the same thing last year with the neck shoulder thing as well. It ain't just you, bro. I noticed this the other day when I was at Bosco's, when the gentleman from my church with his wife came in. I recognized him. I was talking to, I think his name's Tim, talking to his wife and him. And then I was looking at his wife, but I don't remember her face. So I'm thinking, did he get remarried? I don't have any, and I know him, but I don't remember his name, or at least I wouldn't commit to his name, because you know me. I'm going to go, hey, Tim. And he's going to go, no, it's Paul. And I'm going to go, oh, fuck, shit. Here we go again. When I saw him from across the restaurant, I was like, my God, he's got to have some terminal disease. Look at him. He's so old. And I keep, until I look in the mirror, I keep thinking that everyone is looking much older than I am. All the people that are my age, in my brain, they all keep rapidly aging. Where in my mind, I know I don't feel old, but in my mind, I'm falsely thinking that I don't look old. But motherfuck. Then when I finally really think about it, I have to see an old picture of myself from even just 6 years ago. And I'm like, oh my God, it's happened to me. Holy shit. It's true. It is happening to me. That comedian Jeffrey Ross from The Roast. Oh my God. He wasn't a handsome devil when he was young, and now he looks like fucking Shrek. Holy shit. Which, by the way, there was when it comes to the Brady roast, we've been talking about this all week. Did you know that Jeffrey Ross was accused of rape by a chick when she was 15 when Jeffrey Ross started dating her? This article came out years ago on Vulture during the Me Too movement, and I have got to look this up. This chick, 15-year-old chick, started dating Jeffrey Ross when she was that age. He was probably, 35, 36. And there's all sorts of pictures of them arm in arm and smooching and snuggling. She's 15. Oh. And reading the article, and then she eventually came out and said, "Hey, everybody, this is what my life was like, and this is who I was dating when I was a 15-year-old kid." And I don't ever remember hearing a word about this. And it's the representatives for Ross are like, he's never had any type of interaction with her other than hello, hi, how are you? But I don't believe that. I believe her. And great big article about it. And it never, ever caught on. I almost think that back then, when the whole Me Too movement was taking off, that there was so much happening. Each day there was a new story or a revelation or a person coming out and saying, hey, this happened to me, that I think everybody got kind of like numb to them. Because her case, this woman who was dating Jeffrey Ross when she was a child, she says, well, she did, is unbelievable. Truly. And that guy, if you were to go back to the other roasts, they're always joking about him with very young women. He likes very young women. And so there's always like Nikki Glazer's busting him about it on one of the roasts. They didn't go so far as to say he's hanging out with underage chicks. They just said young chicks. But fuck. My God. Yeah, I think he's completely gotten a pass. Now, if you remember the way it was when cancel culture was just out of control, all it would take was one day's worth of conversations and a news story going viral to effectively end a career. And I'm not even saying that that's bad or good. In some cases, I think it's very good. For example, if Jeffrey Ross, if he decides to wake up and say, yeah, by the way, I did have sex with that 15-year-old girl. I was in a relationship with a 15-year-old girl for years. Until she was over the age of 18. I'm all for canceling that fucker. You don't want a grown man raping kids getting away with it, right? No, I'm all for that. Chris says he does look like a creeper, LOL. Ashley is here and says, did you see the executive with Disney got busted on one of those Predator shows recently with a 15-year-old? Ugh. No, I didn't, but I'd like to see that article. All right. Today, Thursday, is a Big Fraud Thursday, and I am excited about it. I have a lot of clips that I still have to pull for Who Are These Free Beers. Ben Glaze and myself will be getting after it for another edition of Who Are These Free Beers. I'm not sure what clips Ben or what show Ben is going to be pulling from, but I have a mountain of evidence against the boys that is just going to be so much fun to talk about. We've got Free Beer interrupting. We got Free Beer and Hot Wings, unnecessary usage of delicious audio. Free Beer doing whiny voice again. The crew going over a TikTok video that I think Hot Wings gets annoyed about, that they're even wasting time on it. And just a very, very unfortunate moment on the show, which leaves no question whatsoever as to how bright or not bright the bulb that is known as Kelly Cheese is. This one was shocking. And that will be featured coming up on the show. Amanda says, I know you all missed the Amanda show, but I will be on Ben and Eric tonight. I got to go to my sleep clinic appointment later all. Having trouble sleeping? Fuck. That's too bad. I hope that works out. Maureen says, I do miss the Amanda show. See you later. Yeah, please don't take Maureen's advice or comment there and mean that you should just throw yourself into the show. However, it usually results in a pretty good beat up. So I guess the proof is in the pudding. Let the ends justify the means. Cole says, I think it's a pretty dim bulb. Yeah, it was a really bad moment on the show from a few weeks ago. Once you start hearing these lack of common sense moments, they tend to hear them all the time. Great question. Chris writes, whatever happened to the Jimmy and Amanda show? Yeah, still in the planning stages, which means it's just a matter of doing it. All I need is a wheel and some time. Spin the wheel. It comes up on a sex topic, and then Jimmy and Amanda bat that sex topic around. I'm all for the Patreon. Jimmy and Amanda talking sex. Talking sex with Jimmy and Amanda. Megan says that Amanda has the wheel. Perfect. The show is done. All we have to do is perform. Or they have to do is perform. I'm not performing. They are the ones performing. Chris is here. Ladies and gentlemen, when one door closes, another opens. Remember how I got usurped as the voice of the West Michigan Ironmen? Lose that job? Fired again? Well, another door is opened. We're still waiting on final details. But word on the street is that your old pal EZ. Hang on, I need my glasses. Is the new public address voice for the Michigan Rangers. Am I getting that right? EZ, our men's team is in need of a PA announcer. There you go. 2024 schedule, the Michigan Rangers. First game, these games are played at Davenport University. EZ is the PA announcer for the Michigan Rangers. They're taking on the Southern Indiana Guardians May 17th at 8 p.m. And then there's other games June 2nd at home, June 2nd, June 8th, June 14th, and June 16th. Wow, all in a row like that. Well, EZ, your old pal EZ, is the PA announcer for those games. Very cool. Thank you so much. Michigan Rangers FC. I'll be promoting that on Facebook. So what type of soccer? It says the National Premier Soccer League. The National Premier Soccer League, NPSL, is one of the largest established men's soccer leagues in the United States with over 90 teams competing across the country. The NPSL is a successor to the Men's Premier Soccer League, MPSL, which was formed in 2002. Affiliated with the United States Soccer Federation. This is cool. Awesome. More stuff to do. Thank you so much. Ryan writes another side gig. Hot damn, you're crazy. Love it, big fraud. Oh, my God. I remember, speaking of Ryan, I got a message that I got to share with you. Hopefully you'll be able to hear this. This was supposed to be played yesterday on the show. Okay? Check this out.
Hello, Big Fraud Zane. It's Donald Trump, of course. You know that, your favorite president. Just wanted to reach out and congratulate you on such a happy Wednesday. I thought you could get me on Q100 and we could talk about it together. I heard the news, the tremendous news, actually, that Lucy Ebel has been ousted from the Ottawa County Board of Commissioners in that tremendous and beautiful, such a beautiful recall vote, actually. I think it's a tremendous opportunity for you, Eric. Have you ever considered running for the commission? Imagine what a Trump endorsement could do in little Ottawa County, little tiny Ottawa County. It would be so great, actually. They love Trump there, Eric, and they would love a Trump-endorsed candidate. It's a winning combination. Just think of it as another side gig. You've got 39 side jobs or something like that? They tell me you have so many side jobs. You work so hard. You probably work almost as hard as me, but not quite as hard. Just look at this as adding another job to that long list, Big Fraud. Nobody works as hard as Trump, and nobody works as hard as Big Fraud Zane. So let's make it happen. Great opportunity, actually. This could be a big win for you. You could use a big win. I know you're probably tired of losing, actually, but this could be a big win. Talk to you soon.
Wow. Well, that just kind of dropped in out of my lap. Aren't I lucky? How wonderful is that to hear from the president? Megan says, well, I thought Trump and Lucy would be besties. No. She adds, they turned on John Gibbs, and he's a Trump supporter. Meanwhile, concerning soccer, Kenny wrote, don't you hate soccer, though? Well, yeah. He says, better go edit out all those times in the past that you've talked shit about soccer. No, not necessary. I would never do that. You see, PA work, it's essentially, like acting or voice work. And you can absolutely tell me to like soccer and then hand me a check, and I'm going to be the biggest fucking soccer fan on the planet. You better believe it. I'll fucking all that shit. Big time soccer fan. Ryan adds, hopefully this gig is easier than the gold. I was mesmerized by how much you had to do during the basketball game. Interesting story about that. The very first basketball game I did was 10 years ago. And it was with the Grand Rapids Drive. They were known as the Drive then. And I had never done basketball in my life. And I sat down and started doing it and was lost. It was so bad that at about halftime, I had made up my mind that I was not going to do it anymore, that I was going to say, hey, this isn't for me. I can't do it. Because I was fucking up so much shit. And I decided against it and decided to keep the job. And it ended up working out. But you're absolutely right. If gameplay is going on in a basketball game, I have to be watching every single movement on the court. Every single movement. Because let's say number 7 passes it to number 12 and number 12 scores. I have to announce who scored the basket and who assisted, usually. So I got to really be paying attention to get all that shit down. And if anybody taps me on the shoulder, tries talking to me, I always have to I have to keep my eyes on the game while I'm talking to him. Yeah, what is it? I'm watching at the same time. Oh, you cannot that's the only rule. Do not take your eye off the court. And then you got to pay attention to personal fouls on every player. You have to pay attention to team fouls. You have to constantly be talking to the referee. And the referee, typically, if there's like a coach's challenge or something like that, they have to come over to me and explain what's going on the court so that I can announce it on the PA. And there's people talking to me and a ref's trying to get me to pay attention. And it's unbelievable. Now, hockey, on the other hand, this is what I do. Okay, easy. Read number 5. I read number 5, and then it's done. The game starts, play again, and I pick up my phone and start fucking reading Reddit. That's how that works. Chris says there will be a spotter for me. Well, that makes life easier. I have done soccer before. I did it with, what was the name of that team? There was a Grand Rapids team that went belly up. Chris, do you remember the name of that team? GRFC. That's all they were known by was GRFC? I did that for a little bit, and then that dried up. And then I said, sorry, somebody else is going to do it. I don't know who the fuck they had do it, but it wasn't that great. I wasn't really feeling that gig. But I'm excited about this one. So thanks for having me. Okay, folks, if you're watching the show on Facebook, X, YouTube, it's time for you to go. But if you want the rest of the show, it's on Twitch. Go to twitch.tv/Eric Zane Live or download the Twitch app today on your mobile device. Search Eric Zane Live, and there I am, the rest of the show, ready to go. The audio podcast is available wherever you download shows, and I have a Patreon that is up right now that you can sign up for free for 7 days for tonight's Big Fraud Thursday, featuring Who Are These Free Beers and the Ben and Eric Patreon podcast. And I think on Patreon, we're going to open up the can of worms on a new show, a new review show called Who Are These Steve and Kyles? So that's all coming up on Patreon. We're not doing Who Are These Steve and Kyles anytime soon, but that's another thing that's kind of like in my brain right now, along with the Jimmy and Amanda sex podcast. So anyway, Patreon, patreon.com/Eric Zane for 7 days free. Sign up with a payment form. Cancel it right after, like literally right after, and then you still get the 7 days free. I do that so that there's no chance you'll be charged inadvertently. When your 7 days runs out, you can always sign up again if you actually want the content to pay for it. That's totally fine. Patreon.com/Eric Zane. Thanks for enjoying the show on Facebook, or this portion of the show on Facebook, X, and YouTube. Facebook and Twitch, brought to you by Irvine's Auto Repair, Grand Rapids Hybrid, and EV. Of course, X brought to you by Blue Frost IT. And you can follow me on those platforms as well as on my YouTube channel and on my Instagram page, Eric Zane Show on Instagram. Where the hell? I wonder if Kyle's going to be ready to talk. Our good friend Kyle from a company that used to market themselves on our radio, on our podcast. I'm going to try him, see if he's available. I didn't give him a heads up. Typically, I like to do that. Last time I tried to call him last week, and he was busy. He picked it up, and then that was it. He kind of like hung up on us. Hello, Kyle. Come in, Kyle. Patrick says, I love it. Steve and Kyle's show sucks. Chris says, can Cloud Kicker be a guest roaster? Oh, Andrew Cloud Kicker. Oh, fuck. All right, hang on. Maybe he's at the... I'll try the business office. If anybody knows who the identity of Andrew Cloud Kicker is, the whistleblower on Kyle, my former radio host, Kyle, for 6 days. If anybody knows who that whistleblower is, will you please direct him to me?
Eric Zane.
Yo!
Hey, dude, what's going on, my fella?
Is this bad? Can we talk?
Yeah, we can chat, dude.
Well, good morning. How are you?
You know, I was a little bit earlier. I was thinking, I was like, you know what? I didn't get any text about pussies or assholes or anything, so I'm wondering if he's gonna call me.
Right. I had forgot to send it, and so just now I was wrapping up a segment, and I was like, oh God, I forgot to send something nasty to Kyle to see if he wants to talk on the show.
Yeah, hell yeah, yeah. Sorry about last week. I thought it was gonna be good, but we you know, you work on these demo projects, and then they get bigger, and they get bigger.
Yeah,
of course. You gotta do more stuff. So we're still super behind, but we're having a good time doing it.
No, it's totally fine, man. I know how it is. Small business. That's the way it works. Things pop up all the time.
Hell yeah.
All right. So what's going on in your world? It's been 2 weeks since we've spoken. What's on your mind?
Oh, just tons of wild shit, Eric Zane. I'm not sure. I think the last time, did we talk about the NFL draft for the Lions?
I don't remember.
Fuck, I don't think we did. What did you think? Tell me what you think.
I thought it was great. I love the guy, the first pick, the guy in the champagne-colored suit who grabbed the microphone and was like, cheering on the fans. That guy seems sweet. And,
yeah, hell yeah. You know what? That was actually that was like my favorite. Even if it wasn't the Lions, like if it was like somebody else, like that, like in a different city, I still think it was cool. I was like, hell yeah, when he was like, I'm home. And
yes.
So I like that guy. Then I like the fact that the second corner we got, like, was the one who everybody thought we were going to get first. You know what I mean? So I'm like, we got fucking 2 of them for the price of one. So that's not for the price of one, but it's still pretty cool.
You know what's interesting about the draft is because as we were leading up to it, I think I dogged it on this show. Joe Martinez mentioned that himself. And then I started thinking about it. And then I actually watched some of it. And I thought, you know what? This is pretty fucking cool. And the reason why it's cool is because every time they draft somebody, they have like a pre-recorded 60-second piece about whomever is drafted and like where they came from, you know, and the story behind them. If there's anything that's worthy of telling a story about, it was actually pretty good television to watch. I was kind of impressed, and I like that it was in Detroit and so many people came. You know,
dude, that was the fucking. So here's the fucking thing, Eric. So back in the at the end of last season, me and my dad and my father-in-law and brother-in-law, we went to a Lions game. And which I'm sure I probably talked about before. But anyways, at that time, we were all having a good time, you know, we're like, we got to fucking come back here for the draft, right? So, like, that was, like, our indirect plan, which we didn't fucking do. But then I was, like, watching the coverage and shit, and then to find out that we fucking, blew the attendance record out of the fucking water. And I'm like, damn, that would have been such a, even on, like, day 3, dude, it would have been such a fucking cool environment to be around, you know?
Oh, without a doubt. I think when you think about it, all these things have all lined up. You got the hiring of Campbell, the Hard Knocks, shitty to start, improving. 2 seasons ago, finished very strong. This year, on the doorstep of the Super Bowl. Next year, it's got to be the whole thing. You know, it has to be.
I mean, with how we drafted, I mean, fucking, yeah, you know, whatever the analysts say, I don't really give a fuck because Brad Holmes knocked it out of the fucking park. But did you see that one fucking guy that we drafted, dude? That dude from Canada?
Yeah, he's like 6'8".
Dude, he's one of the biggest humans I've ever seen. I mean, aside from like giant. I mean, he's like just under giant size, if you ask me.
Well, they got
but
that
like,
other.
That guy,
they got that
out good.
Yeah, they got that other big fucker, Dan Skipper. So those two together, they equal about 13 and a half feet of human.
Dude, just to fucking imagine, like, okay, so imagine we get rid of Taylor Decker at some point, right? Because he's older or whatever we do. Just imagine if, that guy works out and you got fucking huge-ass Panay Sewell on the left side. You got fucking big-ass, whatever that fucking guy's name is on the right side. Just imagine being, like, on the defense and going, look at these 2 big fucking Hawaiian guys that are about to beat the fuck out of us. Like, that's crazy, dude. I love it.
I cannot imagine being face-to-face with a human that strong. I mean, that's the type of size that if you put him next to, like, a silverback gorilla, the gorilla's intimidated and runs away like a pussy.
100%, dude. And then you find out, right, so, like, here we are as Lions fans, right? And, like, over time, and it's only been a few short years, but we've been, like, conditioned that, like, hey, fucking Panay Sewell is, like, athletic, man. Like, that's a fucking, that's an athletic right tackle. And then we find a guy who's taller and weighs more and runs faster than him. Like, what, dude? It doesn't make any fucking sense to me, dude.
Yeah, it seems like they're getting a lot of hard work or goals achieved by just like scouting and boning up on who these people are and knowing who the players are and then picking the right ones. It's pretty impressive.
Yeah, dude, we're gonna win the fucking Super Bowl, dude. I don't care, dude. It's gotta happen.
Yeah, so that's exciting to be sure. All right, what else is happening?
Yeah, fucking, we've been, the company I work at that is on there, we're so fucking busy, Eric. It's just, which is awesome. We're hitting our goals like this, like every month so far we've hit our goal, and our goal is to grow like a stupid amount of %, so we're doing it, which is wild. So really, like, the only, like, my brain, like, right now is complete mush, Eric.
Okay.
I've been doing like labor, but also like running the business, and then like doing like all the It's just like sometimes a customer will call me and I'll be like, I don't even know what the fuck I'm saying right now.
Yeah,
dude.
I know.
I mean?
Hey, you know what? I've been there. I know what you're feeling, and you feel like there's so much work to be done. Like if you had the ability to stay awake for straight without getting tired, you would never be short of work because there's so much to do.
Yeah, the little cocaine action. Actually, what I was just thinking of, yesterday, me and Emilio were out at an old bank in Coopersville. We were like knocking it out to like get it prepared to be something else. But anyways, we had to like get the glue off of because they glued carpet to the concrete, so we had to like get that off. So you rent this machine to like kind of fucking get it off, but at the same time it sucks it up into a bag for you. So it eventually it looks like a big fucking huge bag of cocaine.
Okay.
So like we're tired as fuck, so we're like just loopy and like shooting the shit. And I'm like, I wonder how many like solid substances like that are out in the world that like have or have not been snorted yet. You know what I mean? Like, because even like cocaine, obviously, like we know at this point is a very intense process to make, you know, so that is amazing within itself, you know what I mean? But then like once you make it, like then you got to snort it to figure out if it works. But like I'm sitting here looking at like this powdered glue going like, wonder what happened if you snorted some of that. You know what I mean? Like, is anybody going to find out eventually?
Hey,
you know what I mean?
It's been that type of adventurous spirit that has led humanity to make the best of drugs. It's that type of entrepreneurial desire. I can't even say it. That has led to all of those moments that make us all addicted. I think.
Yeah. But anyways, I was thinking about that because you said if you could work, 24 hours cocaine, maybe I guess is the only way you could do it. But yeah, and just good. It's good times, you know.
Yep. Did you watch the Tom Brady roast? Did you have a second to watch that?
Fuck, I have not yet. But last night we did see it on Netflix, and my wife was like, "Yeah, let's watch that." But then
God.
I don't remember what we fucking did. Oh yeah, I had to mow the fucking lawn. That's what I had to
get ready because once that starts, you will not be able to shut it off. It's that so funny.
Yeah, I've seen a couple clips, but I'm trying not to watch them so I can just watch the whole fucking thing.
Okay, all I'll say is the name. Does the name Nikki Glazer ring a bell to you?
I know the name, and I think it has something to do with sports, like Fox, maybe.
No, that's Jay Glazer. Nikki Glazer is a comic, and just her set on there was probably the most incredible thing. One of the most incredible bits of insult roast comedy I've heard in a long, long time, and it was just expertly delivered. Wait till you hear it. She stole the goddamn show.
Yeah, hell yeah. Yeah, I definitely want to watch it. I've been seeing pictures of like Tom Brady at it. Did he get like some plastic surgery, you think? Or like some fucking, he looks weird, right? Am I wrong?
I didn't notice that. He still looks remarkably is cut and handsome. He looks to me like Tom Brady always has. You know, when Tom Brady was like 19, he looked like an asshole. When he and he's a late bloomer. I mean, he was a pile of shit when he left Michigan.
I know. I think about it all the time, actually, because like I'll like frequently like look myself in the mirror and be like, okay, I feel like I definitely look older. Like I feel like I'll be like, I look like shit, right? Compared, but then I'm like, but what do other people think? Like are people thinking that I'm like I'm growing? You know what I mean? Like what do they call it when like middle-aged men? Oh, the prime. Like, am I reaching my prime? Like what is it? Have I passed it?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know
about that stuff. But I think it's the gray hair, dude, because I'm getting some fucking, speckled in, some gray hair in my hair, but also in my beard. So I think like once that salt and peppery comes in, dude, it's gonna be wild. I think the chick's gonna be coming after me, and I'm gonna be like,
sure. Oh yeah. Like you really want that? That's a handful of trouble. Come on now.
Yeah, no, I don't want. That's what I'm saying. But get the fuck out of my face.
Chris writes, when's the Chivian Show comeback going to take place?
Oh hell yeah! The crowds want it, baby. It'll be starting soon for sure. Life's been a little crazy.
All right.
But yeah, we will because it's one of my favorite things to do is just fucking have a good time on there.
All right, I'm gonna cut you loose.
Wait, let me ask you one more question before you do that.
Yeah.
I saw that you were making fun of yourself on this video that like you and the Griffins did or whatever.
Right.
What was going on with that? Like, I saw like a part where did you call yourself creepy in a certain part?
Yeah, I did. It was a still shot from the video where I looked like I had a look on my face like I was about to eat a child's asshole.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking, dude. Like, so what? Like, that was just like a hype video, or what was that?
That's exactly what it was. The Griffins and I, we recorded some short little snippets in various locations around the arena and edited it all together with some crowd noise and some music and hey, let's get up and cheer the Griffins. One of those things. But two things stood out: that creepy face. You see, when I record those, I don't have like a person. It's the cameraman. So there isn't a person who isn't like watching it in real time to like scrutinize. And I wish that there was to say, okay, no, you looked like a rapist there. So say it again, but try not to look like you want to tongue a child's asshole.
And
then
that's what. So what do you feel about your acting chops? Or would you consider that acting chops, or would you consider that like?
It is acting, but I don't know enough when I'm making whatever face that looks like I'm into rape. I don't have enough ability to be able to determine whether or not the rape face is there or not. So it's just a lack of experience that makes me struggle. So,
well, hell yeah, but that's cool. We all got it. But
I mean, I've heard from a lot of people that said there's absolutely nothing wrong with it. But I'm my worst critic. I'm like, oh God, I look horrible.
Yeah, I watched the video. And of course, at the time, I didn't like think anything of it either. But I will say, and I know you're supposed to do this, like when you're on camera and stuff, because like I know that I talk very fucking fast, and most of the time people can't keep up. But like I noticed you were talking slower than you usually do, so that's what freaked me out.
Oh yeah.
Like, I was like, why is his words so spaced out? It's freaking me out. Dude.
Yeah, it's like I had a stroke or something.
Classic.
All right, buddy. Thank you.
All right, love you guys. Deuces.
See ya. There you go. That is Kyle from a company that used to market themselves on the show. We're so lucky to have him. All right. Speaking of Nikki Glazer, Ashley writes, oh, my God, Nikki Glazer and our very own producer, Joe, went out one night in Grand Rapids, and I was so bitter. Joe didn't come home that night. I haven't been able to watch her. How immature of me. Nikki Glazer, yeah, she loves dick, so I wouldn't be surprised if she had sex with Joe. I know she wanted to have sex with Ben Glaze. That is a fact. All right. I'm going to take a break, and I'll be back. Cow fade. Anybody on the lookout for Andrew Cloudkicker? Let's hear from Andrew Cloudkicker. All right. There was an email that just came in that I think we should talk about. Herschel Weingrod. Thank you, Ashley, for sending this along. Herschel Weingrod is the guy who wrote the film Space Jam, the movie Space Jam. Screenwriter. A couple of YouTubers. These are those the types of people who do like the what's the word? Vigilante type work with trying to catch pedophiles. You hear about them from time to time. Cops kind of frown upon this, but I love it. I think it's great. YouTubers catch Hollywood's writer Herschel Weingrod dating a 15-year-old girl, confront him, and force him to run for cover. The YouTubers are Vitaly and Bradley Martin. It says they allegedly captured footage of Herschel Weingrod, the esteemed screenwriter of Space Jam, engaging in what appears to be inappropriate behavior with a minor. They shared the footage, has sparked concerns. In the video, a young girl who claims to be 15 is seen interacting briefly with Weingrod before abruptly leaving the scene. Weingrod, using the alias Boris, insists that he was unaware of the girl's age and believed her to be 23. He characterizes their interaction as playful banter. We should probably check it out. It's about a minute and a half long. Thank you for the link. Okay, so he's seated.
I have no idea.
You have no idea.
I have no idea.
You have no idea.
No.
What the fuck you thought was gonna happen here?
Nothing. We're gonna have a pizza. I don't know.
Pizza? Yeah, you don't know? How old is she?
Red.
You know how old she is?
I matched with her. She was 23.
23. Is that what the conversation looked like?
You know the text messages? She was 23 on a
23.
dating site.
On a dating site?
Yes.
Yeah?
Yeah, she was 23 on
How old is she?
site. I have no idea.
Lila, how old are you?
I'm sorry. She was 23 on a dating site. All all we've done is
So
talk.
she didn't tell you how old she was?
She did.
She did?
Yeah.
How old is she?
She said she was 15.
How did she tell you how old she actually is?
She said she was 15.
She said she's 15. Why,
So this guy first says she said she's 23. She said she's 15.
why are you here? Why are you sitting here?
Yeah.
So obviously the girl was in on the setup.
I'm gonna say.
What are you doing? It's like,
I'm like, we can't grab him.
yeah.
Yeah, you can't grab him.
Nope.
You can't do that.
Let him go. Let him go. You just hold it.
What do you guys want to do?
You're trying to meet a 15-year-old.
Trying to be a 15-year-old.
So what do you guys want to do in this case?
In this case.
Filming or you trying to arrest him or?
Yeah, the cops are on the way.
Now, who knows if the cops are on their way? It doesn't matter. They're not trying to arrest them. They're just trying to get people to watch their fucking channel on Kick, which, frankly, this is great. This is what we need to do to evil people who want to have sex with children.
Well, just let everybody know in your building at $1,000 Windsor, there's a pedophile that lives here.
Yeah, well, you guys have it in camera and everything, right?
Okay.
Yes. If you guys come daytime, then the office, they will have to whatever information they have.
I don't give a shit how shitty and grainy the video is and how skeezy this is, because it is. This is fantastic. This is so goddamn compelling. Is there anything better than watching a guy who loves kids squirm and run away when he realizes he's been double-crossed?
Let's go. We got another one to catch.
Yeah, so
Oh, this is awesome. By the way, every guy here who is trying to expose predators, they also look like predators. My God. Kyle writes, did he also rob a bank before this? Why is he all blue? Remember that show To Catch a Predator with Chris Hansen? Oh, was some of the greatest viewing ever. What an idea. The fact that they said, all right, this is going to be the TV show. We're going to put out ads for predators who want to have sex with kids. We're going to get them to show up at a house. It's going to be completely wired for sound and wired for cameras. And instead of the child walking in, it's going to be Chris Hansen. Have a seat right there. Oh my God. And then they talk for a few minutes, and then the guy goes, hey, am I under arrest? And Chris goes, no, I'm not police. You're not. You can leave anytime you want. And then he walks out, and then the cops grab him, beat the shit out of him. Oh. Man. Well, that is something. Who is Herschel Weingrod? He was born in 1947, a highly respected figure in the film industry. He renowned for his contributions to the hit film Trading Places, Twins, Kindergarten Cop, and Space Jam, which he co-wrote. Hollywood has been exposed again, tainted by recent scandals like Diddy, Kevin Spacey, Jeffrey Epstein, Drake. I don't know about the Drake one. And, to name a few, they have a new name added to the alleged pedophile list. When did this article come out? Today, in fact. That is something. Well, this guy's fucked. All right. I don't know if you remember the lady who was hoarding all the dogs and selling them. Muff Tat Dog Bitch is what we called her. This was some time ago. Probably like 18 months ago, maybe even less than that. She had been accused of felony animal neglect after dozens of dogs were removed from her home. And after all of that, after all the legal nonsense, she is not receiving any jail time. She wasn't like hoarding pets because she loves pets or she's got a mental illness. She's the type that hoards dogs, pound puppies, and then like sells them. As far as I understand, Lisa Kober is her name. She was sentenced yesterday, or Monday, I should say, by Judge Matthew Casel in Muskegon Court. In lieu of jail, she's been sentenced to 5 years of probation and 100 hours of community service. As part of her probation, she cannot own any animals. These are some of the Cobra pets. That might even be at Harbor Humane. Oh, my God, look at them. I want them all. I have such a problem. I can't help myself. I have to have all the dogs. They're just so fantastic. Somehow this crazy bitch managed to get away with no jail time. Police searched her Norton Shores home in January of 23 following a tip. She ran Cobra's canine shelter. 78 living dogs were seized from the home, including many that were in poor health and dreadful living conditions. After the seizure, 25 of the dogs were sick or injured. 8 puppies had died at the house from a distemper outbreak, and 2 more had to be euthanized. That distemper outbreak eventually spread to another humane society. That killed 2 more dogs unaffiliated with Cobra's canines. So the rescue facility's taken the dogs, try to quarantine them, but for whatever reason, somehow the distemper was able to infect other animals that had nothing to do with this. They're dead. God damn. Big Lake Humane Society Executive Director Alexis Robertson told News 8 last year that the 2 dogs who contracted the virus received their first doses of distemper vaccine, but the virus took hold before the vaccine could make an impact. What an awful thing. So, at the end of the day, she's on probation. I saw pictures that Maureen sent us. Our beloved pal Maureen, she works with Animal Rescue in the part of the area in the Flint region, Genesee County, which is like it's a area where for some reason, there's a lot of pets that are being mistreated, tied up to a cinder block or whatever the fuck. Well, she works with a crew of people, and she wasn't with the crew this time when it happened, but a part of her team, they were able to, they got a tip that a dog was in like the ruins of an abandoned house. And they thought that there was like puppies there. And sure enough, that's exactly what it was. Let's see if I can get this email. I think she sent it to me via email. Great work because they were all rescued. I can't find it now. Anyway, great job. It's in my brain, but I saw the pictures, but I can't remember. It's okay. We'll come back to it. All right. Kyle says Maureen is a saint. How you managed to not kill someone for mistreating a dog is amazing. Kyle says, how is Muff Tat Dog Bitch's OnlyFans page doing? That's right. She did have an OnlyFans page. Stand by, I gotta drink this. All right. Thank you to my friends over at A&E Heating and Cooling. That is Joe Martinez, 616-516-8579. He who does not take medicine, he who does not listen to his doctor, he who loves Michigan and loves Harbaugh and thinks the Lions are losers. That's right. The Joe Martinez. He is the expert with AC Heating and Cooling. 616-516-8579. Customer Linda says, not only is he macho, but he's great with my machinery. That is a real testimonial. 616-516-8579. You should see these folks twice a year, minimally. Once for the AC, once for the furnace. Tune it up. I pay for it all at once. And then they just show up and do their work. If you have any issues of maybe your system needs to be replaced, I know my AC is probably going to go out before too long. Joe Martinez will install a new one for you. He did my furnace earlier this year. Was making some bad noises. He said, easy, this thing is original to the home. You got many, many years on it. Let's replace it. I go, absolutely, do it. 616-516-8579 for A&E Heating and Cooling. We got racing this weekend at Berlin. BerlinRaceway.com for tickets. When you buy them online, they're only $14 a pop. When you buy them at the gate, they're $18. So go to BerlinRaceway.com and buy tickets. The parking is free. 15 and under, free. The booze is cheap. The snacks are cheap. If you really want to save money, bring your own. That's encouraged. Bring a 12 by 18 cooler or smaller and load it up with all the snacks you can eat. If you're doing this on a budget, you can bring your whole family. Like if you got 8 kids under 15, if let's say you're Catholic, you and your wife, that's $14 each. One of you is the DD, so you're not going to drink. You're going to bring in all your snacks. So right now your cost is $28 for the tickets. Dad will probably tailgate and drink 4 in the parking lot and then 4 more in the joint. You'll probably spend $50 to entertain the whole family. And the wife drives you home, drives your drunken ass home, and then gets on your dick. BerlinRaceway.com. Okay. Thank you to Irvine's Auto Repair, Grand Rapids Hybrid and EV. 616-532-6600. Jamie and Eric, our mom and dad, they love EZ. They laugh at the podcast. They support me. Megan, his daughter, she loves me. She supports the podcast. 616-532-6600. Megan's husband, Brian, does not find me funny at all. Loves me, but humorless, does not laugh. I don't find him funny. 616-532-6600. They are awesome. ervines.com. That's ervines.com. Giselle Bundchen in the news again. She's in the news right now because of the roast. Chris says, Megan's going to check under my hood next Friday. Oh, you're dropping your car off. Good deal. By the way, Chris, you're supposed to come see me. I was supposed to make food for you yesterday. You did not. What the hell? Giselle Bundchen, not happy with the roast. This story is about a week old. Before those comments were made, she was driving in the Surfside area of Florida. She gets pulled over. And she has a fucking heart attack because a guy is following her with, it's like paparazzi. Now, I don't know exactly how the paparazzi industry works. I think it's just, they just take pictures and then sell the pictures. There's no way around it. You know? I think if I'm out in the wild, let's say I'm Howard Stern, and everywhere I go, people are taking my picture. I wonder if any of the people in the paparazzi have ever tried the method of engaging the paparazzi. Just kind of like taking away the mystery, the air of paparazzi type initiatives and the way they move, the way they operate, taking pictures in a sneaky way. So basically get out in front of it and actually get your picture taken as many times as possible to lower the value of it. Does that make sense? You see where I'm going with this? Like if Howard Stern's picture is hard to get or Giselle Bundchen's picture is hard to get and they're offering a lot of money for it, there's going to be people following you as much as they can try to get your picture. But if you approach them, have a conversation, get all the footage they want, try not to say anything stupid, don't do anything dumb, spend as much time as it takes to decrease your worth. You know what I mean? I think that I wonder if that's been tried or if that's effective in any way. Cole goes off on a tangent and writes, funny how Howard Stern and Freeburn Hot Wings have turned into the shows they used to bash. I had a long conversation on Patreon yesterday about some memories from the past on on Patreon about Free Beer and Hot Wings. And it was fun. And a lot of it dealt with why the show is in the spot that it's in right now. Now, make no mistake, they're not hurting for audience. Despite all of the things we've pointed out about the quality of that show, one of the things that is not debatable is the audience. They still have the audience in particular, one market. The Grand Rapids audience is huge. It's as powerful as it's ever been. The other markets, not so much. Now, are they getting new audience? I don't know. Are they making money? Are they selling it? I don't know. But I think when you have figured out that you don't have to really do much of anything to keep your audience, that's less work. You know? Why? I can understand. I'd probably do the same thing. Like if for some reason my shitty show took off and I've got 500,000 people every hour tuning into my podcast, I'm probably going to get fat and lazy. I think that's inevitable. I think you have to stay paranoid and freaked out that you're going to fuck everything up in order to keep it fresh. And hopefully I do keep it fresh. I'd like to think that what I can muster, put together on here for a couple hours every day and kick it around is a satisfying listen. Makes you go, you know what? I'm entertained. I like that. Badger writes, you are the local celebrity. What's it like? All right. So this is Giselle Bundchen last week or so, maybe a little longer than that, when she gets pulled over. All right.
Nothing protects me. I can do nothing. I just want
Okay, she's got an accent, and this is from police dash cam. I don't know what's blurred out there, but it might be her ID. But she is she's weeping because she's frustrated that the paparazzi are following her.
Nothing protects me. I can do nothing.
Nothing protects me. I can do nothing.
I want to live my life.
New video shows
What about the jiu-jitsu guy that's eating your ass?
the moment supermodel and ex-wife of Tom Brady, Giselle Bundchen, breaks down. She was pulled over by Surfside police yesterday. Nico Clemens is in Surfside to explain why she was stopped.
So you'll see in here that she was very upset, not because police stopped her, but because of who was following her. She was desperate to get away.
No worries, window in the back, please.
She says from the pesky paparazzi following her.
I can do nothing. I just want to live my life.
That's Giselle Bundchen, supermodel and Tom Brady's ex-wife, after a Surfside police officer pulled her over Wednesday. She's distraught and concerned.
I was just trying to escape from that guy.
A guy she says was stalking her. Bundchen rolled her window down only halfway and pointed out to the officer the person who she says was trying to take photos of her.
Okay, there's nothing I can do about that.
The officer takes her license and walks over to another SUV where someone is inside, waiting.
Leave my traffic stop.
Leave my traffic stop. I wonder if the paparazzi, if it's in his right to say, I don't have to. Can you imagine? I mean, I think that, I don't know if he'd do that, but he did respect the cop.
About a minute later, the officer goes back to Bundchen and gives her a warning.
I'll give you a courtesy today. I understand who you are. I know that. I'll give you there's nothing I can do about that. Okay, well then file a report with Miami Beach.
Bundchen then gets emotional and starts crying.
What do you need? Why are you crying?
I have these guys after me. Nothing protects me.
Before leaving, the officer had one final message, which isn't reassuring to Bundchen.
Yeah, I can't prevent them from doing their job, which is to take pictures.
And so after the warning, Bundchen drove off, and police did not write a report, so we don't know exactly why that officer stopped her. In Surfside, Nico Clemens, NBC6 News.
Okay. This is how I would handle this. Giselle Bündchen net worth. Okay. If I'm upset and crying, I would look at my bank account that says $400 million and I would instantly feel better. How could anybody who's worth $400 million be upset with anything? I mean, if I had $400 million and like my kids got wiped out and run over by a semi, I would say, oh no, but I got $400 million. Oh, okay. There is no reason to cry. Chris says, why even drive yourself around? Patrick says she has lost her perspective. Absolutely. Who gives a shit if someone's taking your picture? $400 million? Tyler writes, her panties are in a buncheon over the paparazzi. You asshole. Tyler says, or Kenny says, Tyler, you should be ashamed for that one. Chris writes, it's like Dean and EZ. Oh, that was rough. Fucking Dean. Boring Dean, that sick son of a bitch. God damn. All right. And oh, by the way, she's disappointed in the roast. Come on now. All right, there was a rap concert in Detroit from some guy I've never heard, but everybody was loving the show. They were at the world famous Fox Theater, and everybody thought that the balcony was going to collapse. Watch this.
Tonight, take a look. It's the video that's gone viral showing the balcony at Detroit's Fox Theater swaying to the beat at a concert last night. It has thousands wondering if this is safe. Mara McDonald is live downtown tonight. Mara, Illich Entertainment says the sway is all a part of the way this balcony is engineered.
Kimberly, yes, but I mean, everybody looked at that video and there was...
Over her shoulder, look at that. It says Def Leppard, Journey, Steve Miller. You know it's going to be rocking hard when that one hits.
Sort of a freak out, but Illich Entertainment says you bet it's engineered to do that. So let me take you inside the Fox and show you what went down last night.
Look at this guy.
By all accounts, if you're a fan of the rapper Gunna, you had a blast at his show at the Fox Theater Monday night.
It was sick. I mean, the energy was crazy. Everyone was on their feet. It's a good concert.
So good.
That dude, it was sick. That reminds me of when I dropped my daughter off at college, her freshman year. We pull into the university. I help her move in. She meets a roommate. I guess they had some conversations, but they'd never met face to face. And she comes in, and then after they start talking, so what do you want to do tonight? And Madison's like, oh, I don't know. We can do this. Oh yeah, it's gonna be sick. Oh my God, look at your shoes. They're sick. I'm like, what the fuck is going on here? It's the first time I'd ever heard that word used, like 3-4 years ago. Megan says, didn't know Maddie roomed with Ashley. Yeah, similar style in the voice. Oh my God, your shoes are sick. Oh, are you excited for classes? It's gonna be sick. Oh my God, the cafeteria. They have chicken fingers. They're fucking sick. Oh my God, 2% milk. Sick. I love that. Oh my God, I love your folders. It's fuchsia. Oh my God, it's sick. Yeah, I can only do so many dumb ditz voices. Anyway, back to the story.
That the fans in the balcony made the earth move, literally, in a video that's gone viral on multiple social media platforms.
Look at that thing.
And one that Gunna himself posted on his Instagram, you can see the balcony at the Fox clearly swaying to the beat. Is this normal? Is it safe? Illich Entertainment says, yep, par for the course, in a statement which in part reads, this capability is an integral part of the balcony's structural engineering design. Regular inspections, most recently conducted in April, are completed to ensure the integrity and safety of the structure. Aiden, for his part, was sitting right below that balcony. After seeing that video, would he sit there again?
Honestly, I trust him. It was such a good experience. I would do it.
It's sick.
Again, for sure.
Is this the t-shirt from the show?
It is, yeah.
It cost me $90.
Back here live, also nice to know that the more things change, the more they stay the same. Getting the prized concert t-shirt swag, still a big deal. We're live downtown tonight at the Fox. I'm Mara McDonald.
Yeah, thanks. This is a stupid story. Anyway. I don't know any of the artists that are new. Whenever I see something new, I'm like, I don't know any of these people. Like whenever there's an award show, they say performances by, and they list them all. I'm like, I don't know who any of those people are. Bob says it's the same way that skyscrapers in earthquake zones flex and sway. Ashley writes, she talks like me. Weird. And then she adds, she gargles cock too. Oh, God. Chris writes, how does Jessica say the word sick? It's fucking sick, Kenny. Oh, my God. Kenny. Look, motherfucker. I know you and I have had our fucking differences. But you won't believe this fucking new flavor of fucking Fireball that they got is fucking sick. Kenny, yeah, I'm trying to keep my voice down. Because every time I talk to you, I get all fucking crazy and shit. And people start looking at me. So I'm trying to keep this stuff down here. You know what I mean? I get a lot of feedback about that voice. They say it's the face. The face that I do when I'm doing that voice. Ashley says, I like that he places the eyebrows first, then the voice. So if I do the voice, I can't just start doing it. I got to go. Hey, Kenny, how'd you like to eat my asshole? Yeah, I can say just about anything, and diehards of this show would laugh at that. Kenny says, what the fuck, man? Yeah, you're just the foil of it, because that all started, I don't know why. I remember when I first did the bit, your name came up. Hey, Kenny. And something about the Fireball, and, oh, Jesus. Jimmy says it's like Fire Marshal Bill. Yeah, it does have that, but with a southern hint to it, you know? Rebecca says, I could listen to you do Ashley's voice all day, LOL. And the thing about Ashley, you got to throw in contradictions. So it's like, oh, my God, I fucking hate you. I love you so much. Oh, my God, you're my best friend. Fuck off. Suck my dick, you fuck. Oh, my God. What else do we have here? Not too much. I'm running out of shit to talk about today. Yeah, this is what I'm going to do. Coming up on the Patreon, I need to give you the latest. We've talked about how Boeing, the aircraft manufacturer, has been in the spotlight over their planes falling apart and safety and quality control. And one of the things that stood out was there were two whistleblowers who were, telling everybody, telling the world, speaking out against Boeing and the parts manufacturer, which is Spirit Airline Parts or some shit. Spirit Aerosystems, not to be confused with Spirit Airlines. Well, two of the whistleblowers suddenly died. One suddenly killed himself, and the other one suddenly got sick and died. Now, everybody within the sound of my voice is thinking conspiracy, that they were killed. This doesn't necessarily have anything to do with that, but there is yet another whistleblower who is not dead yet. His name is Santiago Paredes. And he is speaking out. And so I'm going to read to you what he says about how fucked up that company is when it comes to keeping planes in the air and his job. He was an inspector. He was the one who, as they're making plane parts, he has to inspect them for quality control. They gave him a nickname at Spirit Aerosystems as the showstopper because he's constantly saying, well, this isn't right and this is a defect, and in the sake of safety, we can't let this be shipped out. So, the showstopper's fucking it up again. Well, he's speaking out. And I think this might be the last time we ever hear from this guy because he's probably going to wind up dead. Santiago Paredes is the guy's name. And we'll get to that on the Patreon. Also, the Satanic Temple is in the news. Now, not our pal Bender Bones. The Satanic Temple, West Michigan, is not the same as Satanists. In fact, they don't worship Satan at the Satanic Temple. There's also a Satanic Temple in Massachusetts. They probably talk. They get together and, hey, Satanic Temple, Massachusetts, this is Bender Bones from Satanic Temple, West Michigan. How are you? I'm fine. Oh, my God, there's a package at the door. A local guy that lives right here in Newaygo, just north of Grand Rapids, which is a real hayseed community of fucking losers. A guy up there was up to no good and wanted something bad to happen to the Satanic Temple in Massachusetts. We'll talk about that. Also, a mom. Wow. Remember that story that my dad told about when he has told it many times because he keeps forgetting that he's told it to us? But when my grandpa he told it yesterday, picked up my uncle and held him over his head and was going to throw him in the fucking river where they lived in Iran. That actually happened in India. And there's even more to it that makes this even more sinister. Mix in crocodiles and a child with special needs, and you have a recipe for disaster. All things that we will talk about on the Patreon that you must sign up for right now at patreon.com/Eric Zane if you want to hear me talk about them. Patreon.com/Eric Zane for 7 days free when you sign up. Okay? Thank you for that. Frank Fuss from My Policy Shop Insurance invites you to reach out to him if you are without health insurance. So if you're in between jobs, Ashley, if you're a self-employed person, you have your own business, or maybe your boss does not offer insurance, get your insurance on the marketplace with Frank Fuss. Go to buyinsurancehere.com. That's buyinsurancehere.com for more information. All right. Thank you very much, Frank. The Mario Flores Lakeshore team of Van Dyke Mortgage. They're in business to help you get into your mortgage. 231-332-6505. You can reach out from anywhere in the U.S. when you want to explore your options on getting a mortgage. Maybe your first mortgage ever for first-time home buyers, or maybe you've done this many times in the past. Maybe you have lived in your home a long time and you want to get some money out of it to pay some bills. You can do that too. 231-332-6505. That's 231-332-6505. My show is on Vouch. Go to vouch.store/Eric Zane and see the products for sale. Order some Campcraft cocktails and tell me how they are. They are jars, like mason jars with exquisite dried fruit that you pour your booze into and you infuse your rum or whatever type of mixed drink that you're going to make. You infuse it with the fruit. You have fruit-infused booze that you use to make your drinks. They're called Camp Craft Cocktails, and you'll love them. You can find them on my Vouch store, vouch.store/Eric Zane. Finally, Mother's Day is right around the corner. Hire me on Cameo, cameo.com/Eric Zane. For your mom or the mother of your kids. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm also doing this. Tomorrow I'm going up north after I do the radio show. So good news. Good news, bad news. The bad news is I won't be doing a live show. The good news is I will be putting out a Not the Best Of show, which is a Patreon show to the free podcast, which you've never heard before. And on Patreon, I have something to listen to while I'm away. All right? The something to listen to while I'm away segment, our show, is from March 3rd, 2010. I'm going to take a look here because I actually have a rundown sheet of what we do on that show. That obviously is from a long time ago. Let's see. Do I have it? No, I don't. God, I suck so bad. Anyway, something to listen to while I'm away will be on Patreon, which is an old show with Greg, Chris, EZ, Joe, Steve from March 3rd, 2010 on Patreon. It's about 3.5 hours long. You'll love it. I get a lot of nice comments about those shows. One of them is usually, God, the show was so much better back then. All right. Yesterday's asshole of the day was Gisele Bündchen. Today's asshole of the day, what are we going with? Okay. I got a name. If you have a suggestion, by all means, leave it and we'll discuss it. Asshole of the day is brought to you, of course, by TC Paintball. Okay. Congratulations to Herschel Weingrod. That's the guy who was trying to molest a 15-year-old and ended up getting busted for it. Congratulations, you are the asshole of the day. Kenny's having some rough weather down south. This is asshole of the day, tornadoes and flash floods and power outages here. I'm so sorry that you're dealing with that. Oh, my God. That is rough. Okay, that's going to do it. My time. I'll talk to you on Patreon. Thank you so much for being here. Till next time, have a good one, folks. Bye-bye.